Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Of course, this is the best of the 757 community talk show with yours truly, Captain85. Just giving you another um, information on where we are with the real adventures of Captain 85 comic book and other things that we're working on just to keep you in the loop, let you know that, hey, we haven't forgot you. Uh, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. Go ahead and hit that share button and invite some people over to the show. What we want to do is make sure that we can get things off and running, and that everybody that can participate will participate once this book is released. It's important for people to know that it's about developing a program and a project that really gets the attention of our young people. And this is what it's all about, with the real adventures of Captain 85 coloring book. So I hope that everybody who might want to support, can support by purchasing a book. And if you can purchase a book, then that'll be great, but nevertheless, and just making sure everything is running properly. Um, The Captain 85 coloring book is designed to get the attention of our future generation, our young people and adults. It's not just a coloring book, it's more of a mentoring book that dives into the, the problems that our young people face in real life. So I put it in a coloring book form so that they could to, you know, get to use the book to read as well as experiment as they color the book, the pages, and it's designed for them to take their time to do that. Designed so they could take their time coloring the pages, and it's a lesson that goes along with it. It's not just a coloring book, or it's more like a mentoring program, but in a way to be entertaining so that young people can be able to ask questions, and with these with the staff that I have with community action people that will be presenting this program and in charge of it, and the director is Alice Vaughn, who is the director, and her staff will facilitate this program. So if there's churches or schools or recreation centers to like to partner with us, engaged in bringing this program to your church or to your school or recreation center, we can do that. We can do it in person, or we can do it over Zoom or live streaming, which I'm using now. Uh, we are able to do it where we can engage in conversation, and there's a lot of other things that go along with developing this program. Is to focus in on the mental health problems that our young people face, because gun violence has always been a mental health problem. I don't know why people find that almost recognizing it almost when I started back in 1990, well, way back in the 70s, writing, proposals and grants uh, as part of the component of stopping drunk driving, under the influence of alcohol. That why is it is so hard to recognize, or they sit around and don't want to recognize it because it deals with the community. But when it deals with, it's the same problem that gun violence with people in the military. They have cause and effect. It's a cause and effect situation. We are living like we're in a battle zone in our community. people shooting, running, riding through the neighborhoods and shooting at houses, and the seniors and people that own houses can't sit on their own porch, or you're in the house and people are riding by shooting at your house, bullets going everywhere. But what we have to do is be able to talk to young people. And that's why I created the real adventures of Captain 85, so that we can discuss these things and get their input and get the answers that they can give about what affects them. Because gun violence, bullying is hard to get young people to express what they feel in private, what they feel on the inside. So, and when you can't, if you don't reach them in a way that they feel like is helping them, then we're not going to stop the gun violence. We have to give them an alternative. Where's the alternative that they're going to get if we don't sit down and really discuss things with our future generation? And that's the future generation. My book, my character, is to influence young people to sit down and have dialogue with adults. Young people hold things within themselves on the inside, and it's hard to express yourself when you've been bullied. It's hard to express yourself when you feel like nobody's really paying attention. And that's the what I developed this program and work hard at trying to get it to a level where everybody can be accountable for what's going on with their young adults, and even the younger adults that's not even the little kids like you see in this picture, you know, that are taken over at the Chesapeake Library several years ago uh, with Serena Mann, the credit doctor, who had invited me to come and asked me would I come and participate. What I try to explain to everybody, it's not a game with me. It's not a game. You know, I get insulted when talking to city officials that they say the only thing I'm trying to do is make money, but you're spending money on the violence that you say you're trying to stop. Where's the receipts on haven't you uh, stop the violence in the community when the news media reported every single day? Your schools, children are bringing guns to school. So if you're doing so much to get their attention, only thing the way you get your attention is you locking them up. That's not helping. That's an after effect. You got to reach young people or even adults before they decide to go get a gun. You got to make them feel that they are not the problem, but they are being loved and being protected. When people are not feeling love, all these things come up in their mind. It's a mental problem because they have to deal with it in silence. And silence create violence. Silence create our young people believing that no one cares. Silence create young people to take their lives, commit suicide. This is not a yesterday thing, not tomorrow thing. This has been going on for years. I've been working in this area ever since the 70s. Ever since the 70s. Ever since I've been in radio in the 80s. Ever since I've been in a nightclub, raising money and donating money, materials to schools, to doing contests for young people to get their attention. But today, it's like the people that we put in charge to control the purse chain, the purse strings at City Hall, they turn a blind eye. when it comes to listening to what I'm saying or what I do and what I've been doing. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get with you. It's the same situation that has always been the way they do it in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth. They all do the same. Well, let us get with you. They got this certain people that they want to get with, and that's it. Nope, nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. All you got to do is ask the young people. Now, I've been in other states and other cities. I just don't do it here. I stay here because I was born here. I know the need of what it takes to reach young people. I raised 7 kids myself. And my nieces and nephews. So when you sit and thinking that is what they tell me is about money, anybody and anything that you do, ask me one thing that you do that it don't requires funding. You got people on city councils that get paid, and they're sitting up there taking tax dollars, telling the community, all you trying to do is make money. I spend my own money. When I managed clubs, I spent my personal money in helping the community out. I just don't talk about it. I just didn't have to get on Facebook or on the news and just, hey, brag about it. But I got the receipts. See, I record everything that I do and everything that other people do too, and everything that people say. The importance of what I do is for the young people. I'm an entertainer. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm a creator. I create everything that I do because it's about getting the attention of young people. And the money that's being spent in cities throughout the United States is billions of dollars to stop a problem that probably can get solved easily. But we make it difficult when John Hopkins has already made studies of what's the cause and effect. The Surgeon General just came out last year saying gun violence is mental health. I've been talking about this since the 70s. It's in writing. It's in writing. But what we do is we lose the lives of our future generation, and the ones that commit the crime, they don't even discuss it the right way. It's the pipeline to prison. If young people do not pass the 3rd grade, they are going to jail. They are going to jail. And what happened? So what happens is what we do is break away to make it that it's not easy to accomplish. We're telling our young people, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. And then when it comes to getting help and assistance, that they can't do it. They can't. They don't get the help they need. They feel like they can't trust adults to be honest with them. If you just be honest and show them that you love them, because love is what's missing in this whole scenario, that everything that goes on in our community, in the Afro-American, Black community, whatever you want to call it, the hood, the neighborhood, we perpetuate lies to our kids. We tell them, oh yeah, well, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. You go to school and the parents want to argue with the teachers. Instead of listening to the teachers to find out what can I do to help my child to be a better student. But we want to argue with the teachers. We want to tell them, don't talk to my child like that. Don't send me another note. You won't even take time to go to a PTA meeting. The PTA meeting is for you to get to know the teacher. for you to get to understand that your child needs your help. Kids are afraid to ask for help. They're only acting out so that people don't know that they are afraid. You should talk to them sometime. You'd be surprised how young people will express the truth to you if they trust you. The word is trust. The word is trust. Young people needs to know that they can talk to you and you're not going to put it on Facebook. Everything is entertainment. But our young people are being shamed and being bullied. How are you going to tell them that you love them? And everybody in the neighborhood is listening to what you're saying. Instead of them going to a PTA meeting, talk to their teachers. Their teachers welcome you. I used to go to the PTA meetings. My wife was on the board of the PTA meetings when our children was in school. Betty F. Williams, I did contests and gave away T-shirts. I ain't go around here bragging about it. Most of the time, people didn't even know, and they still don't know. I did a program out there at Betty F. Williams for the young people, and I got the letters and the receipts to prove it from the principals. Way back in the say 80s, when I was doing gospel radio, I got on the radio and begged the churches, hey, let's partner up and do this. Go through the neighborhood. I'll broadcast live, give you a free hour at the time when there was no internet, just radio. I'll give you a free hour. We'll broadcast it on WZAM, AM 1110. And that was the most powerful 50,000 watt AM station in Hampton Roads. And it was reaching not just Virginia, but Philadelphia, parts of New York and New Jersey, all the way to Florida, Texas, Washington State, right from Virginia Beach. But what we do, we take for granted that our kids are going to be okay. They can only be okay if you show them that you love them and you appreciate them. We got kids and we like, don't you know there's 3 generations just in the state of Virginia? In the state of Virginia, there's 3 generations of black and brown men in the penitentiary. You got the father, the grandfather, and the son serving in prison right today, but they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. All you got to do is research it. Go to the internet, go to YouTube. They did a documentary several years ago, The Pipeline to Prison, where 3 generations, you got the father, the son, and the grandson all in prison at the same time. We have to engage young people to let them know guns don't shoot people. People with guns shoot and kill people. The amendments say, yeah, you have the right to bear arms. It don't give you the right. Ask the police department. Ask anybody. Ask the lawyer. Ask people that know. You have the right to bear arms. You don't have the right to kill nobody. That's why you have a trial. That's why you get arrested. Even in self-defense, they investigate it. Even when you go take the training to get a concealed permit, it tells you in the training, you don't have the right to shoot anyone. But people say they're afraid. Well, if you're afraid, wouldn't it be better if you just walked away? If the person that you're arguing with is going to stop you, they ain't trying to stop you. They're afraid too. That's why it becomes an argument. Somebody has to walk away first. In our community, when I used to train security to work in the clubs, and I tell them never argue with a customer in front of anybody. I don't care what the situation is. Go up to him, get his attention, and have them to walk with you, because black people don't like to be embarrassed. See, the thing is, ego get a lot of our people locked up, going to jail because their ego. Oh, you embarrassing me. You embarrassing me. So they rather lose, they rather lose a battle because they ain't gonna lose the war. They're not gonna lose. They rather lose the battle. Battle mean, okay, I'd rather stand here and fight and let people see that I ain't no, the word is chump. I ain't nobody's chump. You know, nobody's chump. Meaning that you want to stay alive. You want to live to see another day. My co-host just popped in. I'm gonna bring on in because I'm doing a different show, but we're gonna still talk. Simply C,
Hello.
how you doing? Can you hear me
Can
now?
you? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You can?
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yes.
I can't hear you.
No. Hold on.
You on live now.
I don't know how to fix this. You can't hear anything?
Hello.
Nothing? Okay. That's fun.
Is your mic
Wait a
working?
minute.
No.
Nothing?
She'll probably be right back. Simply C is my co-host from WODU Studios. She's an alumni, and she also got her own podcast called Simply C. She's graduated from Old Dominion, and she's working in the field.
Hello.
I'll let her
Hello.
explain what she
It's
does.
working.
We can
I'm
move
confused.
forward, but because we are trying to get young people and motivate young people to register if they're
Hello.
17
Testing,
and be
testing.
18 by next month, by November the 1st, they can make history by going to the polls and register to vote. And hopefully she just got to get the conversation where she can be able to talk, where we can hear her. But again, while she's working on that, again, we have to be able to talk to our young people and educate them and have them so that we can show them love,
Hello. Hello.
understanding, because
Testing, testing.
they just want to be loved.
Hello.
And if
Hello.
you get their word, I promise you, you get their word, they will
Hello.
work hard
Hello.
to not to argue with people, not to do things
Testing, testing,
wrong,
testing, testing,
you know,
testing.
getting them to go to bed early, you know, by 9 o'clock or no later than 9:30 so they can get a good night rest because they have to get up. You know, they got to at least get 8 hours of rest so that they can get up and be fresh in the morning. And when they get to school, they won't be irritable. A lot of things affect young people's psyche. You know, did they eat breakfast before they left home? Are they going to get breakfast at school? What are they eating for breakfast? You know, they should be eating a lot of fruits, you know, and stuff, vegetables, so that it gives them the energy and stuff they need to proceed through their daily program in school, you know, to help them. So, but like you know, with me is I try to bring forth information for dialogue so that we can open up the lines of communication for the young people. Young people, you know, we have fun on TikTok. We have fun making videos for Facebook and Instagram. You know, but I see lately, I don't see a lot of fighting on there and stuff. But let's see, did she? She's muted. She's muted herself.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Oh, you can hear me.
She has
Okay.
herself muted. That's what it is. She's probably working on the connection.
Can you hear me at all?
But what I'm trying to get people to understand is that with what I create, the real adventures of Captain 85 is let's talk to our kids. And mental health issues is not only for young people, but it's also for adults. This book is designed for adults as well, and where you can sit and color and read and open it up dialogue for discussion so that we can communicate and be find a solution to the problems that really affects everybody in our community. Let's see if she can get on now. Hello.
Oh. Still nothing?
She's back.
You can't hear
Can
me.
you hear me now?
I can hear you. You can't hear me, it sounds like, but my stuff is
Uh,
working. So I'm confused.
I don't know. She's having difficulties.
What the
Hello, can you hear
world?
me?
I can hear you. Yes.
I'm you're having problems with your mic
No, I don't understand.
because you're on the screen.
Yeah. Think- That's crazy.
Can't hear you.
That's crazy. Okay.
Do you have your mic muted?
Testing. Hello? There's sound coming through. The bubble's moving.
I'm saying muted. As again, she's still working on getting things solved. Uh, Hello.
Hey, it's reading that I have sound, but I don't know why it's not coming through on your side.
Do you have a headset on?
Yeah.
That's
I
probably
can hear you in my headphones.
right. That's because it's saying that you got it muted.
No, I did mute. So I'm gonna unmute now because
Okay.
I have it on speakerphone. It reads
Okay.
that there's sound coming through. Do you see that the circle's moving?
Uh,
Hello.
can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you on my headset. Yeah. So
Right.
it's reading sound is coming through to the website, but I don't know why you can't hear me. Is anybody in
Right.
the comments?
Well, I can hear you with this. I mean, if I put you on speaker, and we can do it. But it's saying that you're muted because I try to mute you, and it says you cannot mute because she has it on mute.
No, but when I unmute, you can't hear me, but sound is coming through the website. I don't understand why.
Yes.
I don't know.
Sometimes when you use a headset with it, sometimes it doesn't work.
Let me try it without the headset, but it's gonna play you on speaker. Hold on 1 second. It's gonna have double sound because it's gonna play through the microphone too.
Well, let's see. Well, no, I'll just take you off the phone.
Hold on. Not yet. I'm trying to make sure I got it set up right.
Yeah. But nevertheless, we're live on the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show, but we got technical difficulties.
I guess we'll just use the phone call. I'll play with the sound.
Yeah, because I can you can hear me, right?
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, so I can leave you on the, you're on the screen. I'll just put the phone up so you could be heard. I want to introduce the one and only Simply C from the Simply C podcast, alumni of Old Dominion University and WODU Studios. It's been a while. How you doing?
I'm exhausted, but I'll be all right. It's not anything I can actually complain about, so I'm actually pretty happy about it.
Oh, a lot of work going on, huh?
Yeah. Quick road trip with my dad yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and it took all day, so that was fun.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're enjoying it. Well, for those that may not know or be aware of you, tell them a little bit about your background and what you used to do and where you are today.
So my name's Simply Cece. I have a production company, Simply First Class Productions, that I'm still working on building. But it started as a podcast, and I gotta take these headphones off because that's double sound. Started as a podcast at the radio station at ODU. I kind of had a crisis of what am I going to do? I didn't want to study my studies, and I realized communications was what I enjoyed more. So I started a podcast, and I got to meet a lot of people, do a lot of cool things. I kept my major, but I added a minor in communications, and then started podcasting, interviewing people from England and family back in Jamaica. People from here all over the place trying to get everyone's story. And then I realized I liked filming. So I started filming and recording vlogs and short videos.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll be checking you out. You know, I got to keep up to date because y'all young people just, you know, just going out there and do your thing, you know, and that's the reason why I, you know, always, you know, have you on the show too, because I've been knowing you ever since Old Dominion, what about 2016 to 2017, and you always, you know, get things done, and you're like a mascot, you know, for the best of the 757, you know, someone that champion things and get it done, and I always bring you on so that it, you know, young people that maybe get an opportunity to watch this or their parents share that with them so they can see that if they put their mind to whatever they're trying to do, they can get it done.
Oh yeah, that definitely was something I had to practice yesterday. I've been praying about staying diligent and like finding what my purpose is and just seeking God for that.
Right.
And so I'm like, make it so that each of my days are full, because they were starting to get long and slow and just uninteresting. Even though I have things to do, I have creative ideas, I just didn't have the motivation to do them.
Right.
So for days like yesterday or this, I had like 5 hours of sleep this weekend between Friday and yesterday. I just got some sleep this morning, and we still have to get up early to do some other things. And I'm feeling very fulfilled.
Right.
But I had to tell myself on that drive back yesterday, like, hey, you got another 2 hours. You can't stop. The dog's already took his bathroom walk. He's not eating anymore. He's sleeping. As long as he sleeps the rest of the ride, I can do 2.5 hours nonstop. But I've never driven that long without stopping to stretch my legs.
Right.
And the drive was longer than that, but that was like the longest stretch that I had to talk myself through and say, hey, you can do this.
Right. But always, you know, pull over in a rest area. I'll usually pull over at a food place, and you know, where people and park in front of the door and go to sleep.
See, I like to pull over every 2 hours or so. My legs start to cramp up if it's been too long.
Yeah.
And I had the puppy since it was going to be such a long day, and he had to get out the car because he just wasn't going to poop or pee in the car.
Right.
You got to let him out.
Yeah.
So I did that, but then we left that morning at 3:30-ish yesterday morning. I didn't get home until 8, 9 o'clock that night.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah, I know about those long days because when I used to run a club, I go to bed when I get out of the club, and I get maybe 3 hours of sleep, and I'm up by 9, no later than 10, and after that, once I leave the house at 11, I don't come back home until about 7. The shower and change.
I can handle it so long as I have a Sabbath. If I don't have a Sabbath, I go haywire.
Yeah. I mean, once you get used to your body and your mind, you know, get used to doing it. It's like turning on a switch. You just do it. But as I, you know, began to take on other things, you know, even when going to college, I mean, I didn't go to bed. I studied from the time I got home after eating dinner. I start doing my lessons. I may not go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning because, you know, I never been to college. So I'm like, okay, I gotta get this work done. I gotta turn this paper. Yeah. The first semester at Tidewater Community College, I made the honor roll. Was it the president or the dean's list or something? So I got an award for that, a recognition for passing. To be able to get on the dean's list or something, what it was. But you know, like I tell people, is you just got to know how to manage your time, because it takes a lot of energy, and the brain burns a lot of energy when you have to department out. It's like your mind is like a filing cabinet. So
Mhm.
you have to file certain things for right away, maybe later, or maybe tomorrow. We'll
Yeah.
get that done. So, but I'm always glad that you uh, was able to take time out to just come pop on for the day for a little while. Unfortunately, my guest he wasn't able to. He was still at work, and his boss said he couldn't come on the show. He couldn't take the time while he was on the clock. So I'm gonna
Didn't
have
it just take a lunch break?
well, that's what I think he was trying to do. But sometimes with these people that work on campaigns, it's like it sounds like a great idea because they want to do it. But then because of political reasons, they check with the chain of command. They might say, no, don't do it because it's getting close to the election and they don't want to have
Yeah.
interference. But all the thing I just want, is talking to we want to discuss is getting the young people out because the population that they can say is a tight knit. The thing is tight. They can only get those numbers from the people that's registered to vote. That's been
Right.
in the past. That's voted in the past. Will they
Right.
come back? But if you get the people that's just turning 18, that's never
Right.
voted, those are uncounted votes because you don't know who they're going to vote for until the day of the until they go into you know, uh, the cast the
They're
vote.
unswayed.
Huh?
They're unswayed right now.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is. So yeah, I might vote where I want to vote at. You might vote where you want to vote. But for people that's never voted, you don't know who they're gonna vote for.
Right.
So those are the important numbers to this election for this year because they're they're unpredictable because you don't know where they want to go. People will say one thing and when they go in that curtain do something else. But
Yeah.
so have you already registered to vote? Have you casted your vote yet?
I haven't cast my vote yet. I should still be registered. I do
Uh-huh.
my best to keep up with the local elections too. I
Yeah.
do my best to. But sometimes I miss them. But for the presidentials, I definitely keep up with those.
Hmm.
I have not cast it yet. I just learned you can go downtown and just go in there and cast your vote now. So
Yeah, yeah. Early voting. Yeah.
Because my granddad was telling me about it, and then today we were down there for something else, and they were all outside waiting. Hey, are you gonna vote today? No.
Mm.
Talk to these people, but I didn't know this was the place to go. Good to know.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many, so much is going on with this election. It's like, why are we listening to all this rhetoric? You know, and I mean, it's only one choice to make. The person is speaking to common sense. This is not a comedy show. Voting is
Right.
not a comedy show. So why are we listening to comedy?
People like to be entertained.
That's what they do. That's what I'm trying to what because people don't do their study and they don't do their research. That
Right.
that party, that's what they do. They only use people with mostly celebrity status.
Mm.
Ronald Reagan used to be an actor.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
You're talking about the political party in general. I thought you were talking about the current situation. I understand.
Yeah, no, their thing is what you call it with the with the gun association. That's the guy that played Moses. You have to pry him from my dying hands. Oh, everybody wants to be a killer. Everybody want to kill innocent people. It don't matter what city or country or state. You want to kill innocent people that ain't got a gun. They in the middle. So why don't the presidents of this country, the Congress people of this country, why don't they just go out there and shoot each other? Where you don't have to shoot innocent people getting killed. We have innocent people dying.
Yeah.
Countries dropping bombs, killing kids, and they're saying because of what? War's been going on ever since I've been born, and that means they've been going on way before we were born.
Right.
Look at how many people done died, billions of people that just want to get up and take care of their family, raise their kids,
Yeah.
and take care of the responsibility and paying their taxes and everything else. And they got wound up dying, and they don't even know why they're dying.
Right.
You know, everybody does something wrong. Everybody, countries are attacking somebody else. But at some point, don't you think somebody got to sit down and talk?
That would be nice, but not everybody's mature enough to do that. I just talked to my friend about that this morning.
Uh,
There's certain personalities you just either you have to wait for them to mature or see the importance of communication, or you just have to choose not to associate yourself
right.
in
That's
those ways. Like you can still associate yourself in the way that they can handle, but it's just meeting somebody where they're
yeah. And that's the key. That's the key component to when even doing talk shows. It's not just getting in bashing this person or I'm black and you white and I'm black. Okay, but the thing is, you still human. I don't care what color you want to call yourself, what race you want to call yourself.
same things.
Yeah, we all are striving to have a good life, go out and enjoy ourselves, take care of our family, let our kids grow up and have friends. And, someday when we're no longer here, who's making a change? We got people running for office, just got on city council, and they want to be the mayor.
Yeah.
You ain't been in politics. You haven't even did your full term as a city council person, and now you want to be mayor of the largest city in Virginia. Virginia Beach is the largest city in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you saying you're going to be able to navigate that. So, let me see. Let me see how you figure that out. Let me see. The people that put you up to it is the same people that's trying to stay in power. So you're not running the city. They're using you for a figurehead. Or should I say that? Or should I mention you are a figurehead to try to make a certain group of people vote for you so they can keep the same power? If they won't try to keep the same power in the city of Virginia Beach, because that's where I live, so I don't want to talk about the other ones that do the same thing. Why is it that the government saying break up the system of way you voted before and use the 10-1? So everybody get a chance to pick people that represents their city, their areas. So everybody can vote. Now, since they did that, they're still spending millions of dollars trying to overturn something the federal government said, no, this is what you use. And they did a study and had the citizens of Virginia Beach, Black, Filipino, Puerto Ricans, Latins, whatever nationality, they said, we like this system better. But yet, they still trying to go back to where it was. Why is that? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We fight against change that is for the better, just to go back to a system that most of the people in the city of Virginia Beach wanted to get recognized.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you do is you approve something. Then what did they do in Virginia Beach? It'll be 4 or 5 years, 7 years, 8 years before you decide to do something. But how did you come up with all that other money? How'd you come up with all that other money to build a park, memorial down at Virginia Beach? To memorize the people that lost their lives down at City Hall.
Right.
Isn't the guy wrote a manifesto or he left notes because of the way they was treating him? Aren't we still doing the same thing? We're still measuring that we're going to stay in power. We're going to keep this going. We're going to promise you this, but it ain't going to get done.
I was going to say promise but not delivered.
Right. So, and that's what the city does. But who's suffering? The young people.
Yeah.
The minorities are suffering. And you're saying, well, we working on it. Yeah. All you got to do is do your research, follow the money. Because I know President Biden passed the bill when he got in office and gave away $170 million to every city. Every city. And half of that money went to projects that had nothing to do with grassroots organizations, minority businesses, and organizations to stop violence in the community and to develop programs for young people, to try to cut down on the violence.
You said none of the money went to that?
Very little, because I am a 501c nonprofit. I have talked to them and went down and, hey, send me this, send me that. And then when I told one of the city council persons, I said, you gave $1.6 million to the arts people.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm developing books, coloring books, comic books, and programs to work to persuade young people not to use violence and to seek help from teachers and their parents to let them know what's going on before they commit suicide. They said, I didn't know you was an artist.
Has you been down there?
And not only that, but they've been over to Old Dominion University on my talk show.
They don't remember that?
They said, I did not know you was an artist. I said, what?
Assumptions, actually.
I got pictures and paintings on, I'm just saying, for somebody to tell me something like that. So where did I get the coloring book from? Where did I get the comic book from? Where did I get the character from? And you sit and tell me I got paintings, not, I'm just saying, it's not that it's because they didn't know. They refused to give me any kind of assistance in all the cities. I've been spending money in these cities, 7 cities, out of personal money. I done spent thousands of dollars in the cities, doing things, doing contests, going to school, running programs. And all of them sit there and tell me, like, only thing you're trying to do is get money. If you give me back the money, if you just give me back all the money I spent, I'm pretty sure it's well over 6 figures over the years, because it's about helping our young people. It's no game with me. It's not, I'm trying to sell a book. I'm trying to show young people you have to learn to come together and stop the foolishness, because the foolishness is the pipeline to prison. You're going to jail. You're going to jail, or if not, you're going to the cemetery. Pick and choose which one you want.
There's not a sense of unity anymore, though.
Yeah.
There's not a sense of having the authority or a union towards a goal anymore, unless you're in a structured organization.
So I don't been every situation there is, and I come to the conclusion, because I own it, it's copywritten, they can't steal it. They cannot steal it. This has been going on for years.
The situation with the kids, they need guidance and they need stuff like that.
I know,
so
but
programs are like, they have programs and there's some that are effective, but there should be a lot more.
Right.
Missing on areas, so.
But you cannot solve a problem. It's no what they say. It's no one fix thing that could solve the problem. But young people, again, do not feel love. They don't think you care about them. Only thing, like everybody's saying, you just want to get money. That's what the kids think. You just worried about your job. You ain't worried about me. But see, I talk to kids. So how do you think I know these things? Because that's what they tell me. I ain't making this stuff up. I used to do teen dances and do different things, and they come to me like, Mr. Vaughn, please, we have nowhere to go. This is what please keep this open, and so we can have somewhere to go. Safe. They want it out. They're not going out to create a problem. They're just going out. But you do have people, like, they go to football games, basketball games, and what happened? Somebody decides to bring a gun. Somebody's upset about something. But if you don't talk to them, That's why they do it, because hey, ain't nobody paying attention to me. I get their attention. I don't care. I don't care no more. Kids being molested. It's a lot of stuff go on that people don't understand or realize. What affects a child to go get a gun? What affects a child to want to get a gun? That takes somebody's life, or to shoot a bunch of people because he's been mentally affected, where he's been assaulted in some way that he ain't sharing it with nobody, and he don't want to tell nobody because of the way it makes him feel when he talk about it. Then he keeps it locked up inside. And then when the pain gets too much, he go gets a gun. Now, I'm going to show you what my pain is. So people will sit and talk. I don't do the talk. I listen. I get my information. My books is real. That's why it's called The Real Adventures of Captain85, because I talk to the kids and I take their stories and put it in coloring books and comic books, because that's what the pain they go through. That's the pain they go through. Yeah. So people just don't. It's like, you're telling me you care? Well, you can't care that much if I'm talking to them and they telling me. Don't nobody care. They'll tell you that. But I'm sorry to get on a rant.
No, I'm sleepy, so I'm able to listen and still
be here. Yeah. And the thing is, you got to show them that you care.
Yeah.
And
you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
You can't just show it in these grand acts and throw money at a child and then expect them to have a relationship with you.
Right.
And you don't, I understand how people have a disconnect between connecting with a child, but I also don't understand, because a child has innocence to an extent. So no matter what you do, they're going to be grateful that you're spending time with them.
Yes.
Because that's all that they want. They really I'm learning a lot from this puppy. They really just want attention.
Right.
And attention can be you being in the room with them while they're doing something else that they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like you standing there, like when we were young, my dad just stand in the doorway. We clean the room, no problem.
Yeah.
If he left, we clean the room, we go play, we forget we're supposed to clean the room, still playing, he comes back, he's frustrated. So now he's got to stand there, wait till we finish the room, when all we wanted was him to be there.
Right. Yeah.
And people, they understand it, but they don't always think about it that way, because the child's not thinking of responsibilities or the next task that has to be done. The child is in the moment, so everything they do is what's in their face. Yeah.
And that's the whole key. The same thing. You're like getting young people to register to vote. You got to talk to them. You can vote for whoever you want. Yeah.
My grandma was on it with us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If we learned about it later and having not had any reason to, one of the things Alex said that I understood, but kind of more understand, the more that I have responsibilities, politics really don't matter to you until you have things that you have to be concerned about, until you have kids, until you have property, assets, until you're starting to build wealth, and then it matters who's in office and in your area, but also over the country.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You got to lay the foundation. It's laying the foundation, because everybody's. When it comes to elections, it don't matter if it's local, state, or national. They got a team of people just to deceive you. And that's what art is. That's what communications is. It's an art form. And people are going to say, I didn't know you was an artist. I went to broadcasting school. I got a degree in communications. I went to New York. Most of my teacher was radio and theater. You see them on Broadway. So when they ain't doing no shows on Broadway, they still got to pay bills. So they would teach at the radio announcer institution in New York. So my teacher she played on all my children during the late 70s, when they start talking about AIDS. In the 80s, the young lady that had AIDS, she played her mother, and it was like, wow, this lady's on TV. She's my teacher. Oh, wow. And then she told me, say, Henderson, you're not gonna make it in radio because you got that southern draw. You know, when
Like you said before, at the time the standard was different.
right. But and then I'm like, she said, but I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna show you how. She gave, you know, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. I still got the same lesson now. That show you how to change words. To show you how to just take a simple pencil and put it in your mouth and push your jaw right here all the way back and press your tongue up against that pencil and then read something. And you will see the whole difference in the way you pronunciate words. If you take your time, slow down, it slows you down. Because you think everybody on the news and all them born to talk like that. No. It's a technique. You learn the techniques. Painting. I can teach you how to paint. You mean I can't draw, I can't paint. Yeah, you can. All I gotta do is show you. Few simple steps. That's why when people started doing the paint by the paint in the you know, wine and painting, they'll show you how to draw it out and paint it. But then when you begin to look at it, you begin to say, "Oh, I can paint." Yeah, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
It's my sister. Hers is different than everybody else's. My sister, because she doesn't need guidance. She just needs to see the picture and then she can figure it out.
Right.
I need a little bit of guidance so I can figure out where they're trying to go, and then after that, I can figure it out from there. So our pictures looked completely different, but hers looked a little bit more
realistic.
I think I still have it, but I think it was like one was more realistic and one was more creative, but they still looked good.
Right.
Instructors turned out kind of standard.
Right. So. But as they say, art, you know, whatever art is in the eye of the beholder. Right. Because as studied at Old Dominion, we went over to the other art gallery before they build it over there by, you know, across the street from the art classes and the other museum they got over there. And man, some of them students were getting mad. We went in there where they just had people that didn't have any professional training. Mm-hmm. Oh man, did those students get mad? They had art by Afro-Americans. Mm-hmm. And man, these students went back to the class and the teacher was critiquing them to discuss what they like about the painting. They were mad because why am I looking at that when I got to pay tens of thousands of dollars to go to school to get a degree in art? And these people are just painting and don't have no degree, and they winning awards and they getting money. Oh, I mean, that was man. That was lesson anyway, because it really didn't help anybody for that. It sounds like. But that's the thing is when it comes to us. See, when it comes to us doing it naturally, people don't like it. I mean, I used to argue with Black students. I mean, when we have critique day, oh man, that's why I really don't show my paintings. Because it's like when you go through, I don't have no problem people critiquing my work. You don't have to like it. I didn't draw for you to like. I'm just trying to show that I can use my mind to be creative. That's and thing. So the things that I do are things that are unseen. You see what I'm saying? So you don't understand my work because it's unseen. It hasn't been done yet. It hasn't been brought into fruition. When I do something, I got you seen the paintings on my house, in my house, you know, and the one I got that I, you know, over by my TV. There's one I painted with. I put three suns or three moons in the painting. Don't they supposed to have another moon this month? Oh, like a different, like a red moon thing? No, 2 moons. It's gonna be 2 moons. It's gonna be another moon in the sky. That's gonna be cool. Yeah. So like premonitioning it. Right, because it's in what we have is we have the ability if we take care of our mind in the right way and understand that we are not just a human. We are more than just a human being. We're spiritual creatures because we're in the flesh. It's just that when we don't understand, we don't study, meditate, and pray. That's why we it's a lot of stuff that our young people go through that they don't know about. We don't sit down and talk to them in a way to say, hey, it's okay to feel that way, but let's look at it this way. Why you feel that way? Why are you wanting to hurt somebody? Is it going to make you feel better?
Like, what's the angle here?
Right. It's only that feeling's going to only last for a moment because you beat somebody up and you might have beat them up and you think you won. Now everybody's cheering for you. That's only going to last for a brief moment. But the consequences for your actions is going to follow you all the days of your life. That's why it's in scripture. It's going to follow you all the days of your life. Whatever you do, it's going to follow you. Getting angry. I don't waste my energy getting mad with people. That's why I always tell you, I'm always in my house. I don't have to go around people. I don't have to be around people. Why? Because I don't allow. It makes you don't want to. Yeah, like I said, if I'm not working in the club to entertain you, I don't hang out in the club. So that's why people don't see me, because only time I like to go out if my wife when it goes somewhere to dance, but most of where you go ain't no dancing.
Yeah, that's true. I go with my friends, like a group of us. And I've had a really good couple of nights over the past couple weeks where we'll go out and then they dance and I don't know how to dance, so I'll pop in a little later. But I'll just enjoy the music and then I'll participate and then enjoy the music again. But they take over the dance floor.
Right, but you can't. Hey, let me tell you something. So you'll know. As a black person, every black person can dance. So what you're doing? No. Let me show you. So you can stop it. You just did one thing. What did you say you can't do?
Dance.
Right. You told yourself not to dance. See, words have power. So when you said that you couldn't dance, a dance is only moving of your body. You may not have the rhythm, but you practice it. You got to practice. That's the part you practice. Because
I've seen myself in videos. I just don't even want to do it anymore. I can sing. I'm okay singing. I don't have the skills. I feel dorky, and I feel like I look dorky.
See, this is what you're saying. Look at the words. Look at the words you're picking to say. You're telling your mind, I'm a dork. So what your mind is going to do is create you saying what you say. That's why I don't hang around with people, because people say negative things, and then that's going to interfere with my tranquility. So if you say it, I tell, like, that's why I dress the way I say. You see me with the Captain, my Dream Maker hat on. Let me pull it up here so you know. What do I care about what people think about me? What do I care? Right. Why? Because I'm not there to entertain you. I'm here to entertain myself, because I'm getting attention. Then if I ain't getting attention, why are you, next thing you know, everybody now dressed up in costumes. Everybody's dressed up because then they can take a picture of themselves. They can see themselves. But I have 5 different stage names, 5 to 6 different stage names. I got one when I first started. I call myself SD and Company. Then I changed it from SD and Company. With SD and Company stand for Super Disco in the 70s. It was disco. So I just said SD and Company because I couldn't afford to buy all the words to put on my. I built my DJ set and I couldn't afford the letters because I won't make no money then. So I just said SD and Company. 4 letters, 4 to 6 letters, and that was that. So then I said, okay, now I'm gonna change it from SD and Company, which stood for Super Disco. Then I used to call myself the Freaky Deaky Madman.
Yeah.
So I got pictures of it. I'm gonna put them up one day. Where I used to go to the theatrical place, get the theatrical makeup, paint my face silver, and I had a goatee then. Paint my face silver, and put on a karate suit, and put on a blonde wig. Now I'm the freaky deaky madman because I'm a dancer. I love to dance, and when I go to dancing, I don't care who on the floor. Everybody gonna go sit down and watch. Everybody, And when I'm in the club from there, I started when I was reading the scripture when I wasn't working in the clubs at night. That's how Captain85 came about. And people don't even know. Everything about Captain85 is out of the scripture. I can show it to you, but I just don't tell people where it is. Because then they're like, well, I'm Captain85 now. I figured out how you got it. From Tiger Woods, when he got the one on the side of his cap with the and curtsy, and the E then forms into a 0 and it spells out one, the one. I did that back in 1979 when I was started to design Captain85. I just bought paper and I took it to the printer company. I wrote it out just like I said, the one, and it would say, you will know him by this sign. And the sign was for Captain85 was the circle of the one that represents my shield. Because I was trying to find out how I'm gonna get the shield made. That shield cost me back then $900. Yeah. People like, whoa, this is heavy. Police officers like, can I hold it? When I see people like, can I hold it? I can tell you, I've been everywhere. I was in Washington, D.C. The police escorted me across the street. That's good. The people call in and say, hey, that's a strange fella out here dressing up. I was in the car dressing. And when they came by and they saw me, like, hey, what you doing? I said, told them my name. The people, I come up here to support the gun violence up in Washington, D.C. And I said, my name is Captain85. And I was dressed because I got to be in the march, at the Capitol. And they said, oh, okay, yeah, we know. We got you. Yeah, but we had somebody to call says a strange guy. Dressed. That's not the strangest thing that happens in DC. Yeah, but they was calling in. They said we got several calls. And there's a lot of I don't know. That just blows my mind right now. Because I know times were different even before now. That just happened that was in 1990 something or 2000. I got pictures of that. That was when Alex was about 11 years old. He was with me, and he was with me. 2010, 11 or something like that. Yeah, because he's 23 now, 23 or 24. Yeah, and he was with me, and my wife, she was driving the car, but I got in the back of the. People said there's a guy out there dressing up. I don't know if he's a terrorist or what. And then when they came up, they said, okay, just follow us. Drive, just get behind. We're gonna escort you where you got to be at. And I got out, and then they escorted me across the street into the Capitol. I said, thank you. They said, no problem. And then as we marching down the street from the Capitol to go to the Lincoln Monument or whatever, and the people was like, whoa. People were stopping me, tourists, and they was taking pictures of me and stuff of that nature. I'm kind of shy. That's why when I designed it, I don't like a lot of publicity. Yeah. I just do things so that I can be myself. So I don't like to talk unless I'm in disguise because I'm creating the character. But what I do is my character is to get comfortable, get the young people to get comfortable. And that's why I do the characters, because they are comfortable talking to the character, taking pictures, So when How, I mean, I done been places. I mean, people gave me extra $200 and $300. Just, here you go. This check for you. Whoa. What's that for? That's for you. People come buy my books. I said, okay, I'll give you it. No. Oh, no. I'll pay for it. See, our people will want it for free. The other people will pay for it.
Hey,
You know.
Like, yeah. I'm in a family that makes sure to tip even if they don't.
Right.
Or they won't accept pay. They'll
Right.
offer some or an exchange of services or something.
Right. So, but what I do is whatever I already spent money. If you're giving me something, I'm only taking that money to put back in to spend it back into the project. It's not going to me. It doesn't go to me. These books is designed. I had to take charge of the books because Amazon and them wanted me to charge for the coloring book $24.
Yeah.
This is a coloring book.
Because somebody's gonna pay it, but I don't think that price is fair either.
Right, but I dropped it down. I said, no, that's okay. I'll put it out. No, I don't want to put it out. And I dropped the price down to $19.85.
Yeah, that's more cost effective.
Right, cost effective. But even then, it's designed. There's a lot going with it to the program because it's the money to be made is to feed the program, to keep to make the program ongoing. And then if I get sponsors, then it's less money that I have to pay out of pocket, but I can facilitate it more further to reach the population that I want to reach, and that's the young people. That's the young people. It's all about, it's just staying focused. I tell people, you stay in your lane, I'm staying over here in mine. That's why, if you want to buy a book, that'll be great. If you don't want to buy one, ain't no skin off my nose. They ain't gonna stop nothing. You ain't stopping the train. I've been working on this ever since the 70s. What is this? 2024? The money I done spent over the years.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect me one way or the other as long as I get people that tell me when they meet me or hear my name and they come up to me and say, I want to say thank you for what you've done. I heard your Captain85 stuff on the radio, and my kids and us, every time we listen to it, they come and ask questions. And that's the first time my kids ever talked to me about something. And I want to say thank you for doing that and keep doing what you're doing, because that's the first time my kids we ever had a conversation about something that was important, about gun violence and stuff. Then the white lady I gave one to, she just burst down and crying. And the guys that worked at the ABC store, they come out, they were going to beat me up. Yo, man, what did you say to her? I said, what are you talking about? I said, what you say to her, man? I said, yeah, I said, what's going on? Man, she in there boo-hooing. What did you say to her, man? I need to know right now. I was like, bro, you better bag up. I said, I gave her a comic book. You what? I gave her a comic book to give to her son. You're telling me that she's crying like hysterically because you gave her a comic book? Yeah, because she said her son was locked up, and she talked to her probation officer, and he said he wasn't coming home. So I told her, do he like comic books? She said, yeah, he like, and I gave her the book to give him. And then a couple of months later, I went down there. She said, hey, I got some great news. I got to talk to you when you come up here. I said, okay. I said, what's going on? She said, I gave my son the book. And I said, oh, okay. And he was reading it. But what's the most important thing, the other day, his probation officer called saying that for some reason, my son has changed his attitude. And I asked him what made him change. He said he read a comic book where it was a basketball player playing basketball in the book. And I said, oh, yeah. He said when he get out, he's going to work with kids in the community. And my son will be home this week because of the book. His probation officer said he could now come home. So this is the stories I get. I got letters from Betty F. Williams that the kids wrote. I gave them T-shirts with the Captain85. You can have fun without drugs. Sponsored. I'm the only DJ, only person that a corporation sponsored that ain't a celebrity. I only have a few left, you know. And they did like 2,000 T-shirts. I gave them away in New York, other cities and states I was traveling to. It's got Captain85 and Coca-Cola, their logo, saying you can have fun without drugs. So I can keep telling people, when there was a time, people don't even understand because they don't do their research. They don't know. Don't you know at one time you could not sell sodas in a school?
Because of the sugar.
No, because that's making the young people buy it. You could not sell stuff in school. Like branding.
Gotcha.
So when I put Captain85, I was able to go in the school system and have Coca-Cola to be identified. And people don't know, no celebrity can promote anything if they don't use it. That's why you see everybody drinking wine when they talking on television or selling it. But that don't mean they drink it. They mean like they are pretending to drink. Because if you don't drink it, if you don't use it, it's false advertising. So when people don't know, because they don't study, I've been studying this stuff for years. So when, so what we do is we get to the point that our young people are persuaded to use gun violence with the games. One of the number one games.
Call of Duty.
Well, now it is. For the Black community, you know what was the number one game that came out? And they stopped it. Def Jams. Street Fighter. Huh?
I didn't know they made a game.
Oh yeah, it was popular. They was fighting people, getting on the subway, Busta Rhymes and them. Back there, they always all the people that most of the rappers, Ludacris, all of them was in this game. How come they stopped making it?
That's funny.
How come they stopped? They tried to turn Mary J. Blige and a couple of other artists into super characters. Mary J. was, I think it was Marvel. They had a character where she was flying through the air, like Storm. But she would go through the neighborhood, run through the alleys of New York, fighting people. And Snoop, back in 2000, what is this, 20? About 18 or 16, saying he wanted to be the first super black hero. That was before the Black Panther. So when people don't know, they don't know. I've been doing this for so many years. They don't even know all the tricks and traits of what they even say when it comes to creating a character. Creating a character is the hardest thing you can do. That's why when you come up with what they call your name, Simply C, that's your sub name. You don't have to use your real name. Most of the people at one time on radio and television, that wasn't their name. That's a sub name. You make up they make you up a name so that people can identify with your character and not your person. That's why all these things are included. But it's getting late, and I want to take time to say thank you for coming on. Do you have any closing comments?
Go vote early.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how easy it was until today. And that was just by chance that I saw everything. You just literally walk in and it's an easy process.
Right.
So get your vote in now before the polls get there, and then you forget and you go do something else with your time or something like that. Just take 15 minutes to drive downtown, walk in the office, and make the vote.
Yeah.
And then just to keep, if you believe in God, keep God in everything, because that makes all of the difference.
Yeah.
I would hope that you believe in God today, because I'm barely awake right now. These conversations are necessary, and the goal is to inform the community on the positive things about life and the world, and what we can do to be conducive members of our society, but also build ourselves and our personalities. And I forgot the word I was going to use, our personal development.
Right.
So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to pop in here, even though I was late.
Oh, it happens. Don't worry about it. I'll edit it. I'll be re-edited it to put it on different platforms. That's why with your closing remarks, we'll get it. It's just getting information out to young people. I mean, I could talk all day. What that old man trying to tell me what to do.
Everything you're saying is important, and I'm at that life stage of being in between being the kid and then being the parent who's like looking after the child's best interest, but the child is not understanding. I just was that child.
Right.
So I hope that my perspective can offer kind of, I forgot the word, but like the mitigating type person who can speak between communities. That's always been my goal to be. And this is just another perspective that I've been able to reach to. So yeah. I appreciate you thinking of me.
Hey, you're the future. If I don't think, how as it's a practice what you preach? How can you say you want young people to vote, but you never got a young person on the line, on the show? I mean, there's opportunities, when I do reach out to people, they're working and they can't be on, or I can schedule them, try to work around their schedule, like you and the other guy that's supposed to come on from the Democratic Party, but he's at lunch at 12 to 1, and I might be able to get him back, text him back, and if he still wants to do it, to come on and talk about do it I can record it and play it back later. Because he's at I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but he said he wanted to. He asked me, would it be okay if he come on and talk? And I didn't want to well, yeah, sure. You come on. Right. Yeah. I mean, what I do is ask people, because all I'm doing is one thing, is documenting. Because as you know, through history and all the things that we have done, what they tell you, we didn't know that because nobody was recording them then. Now it's so easy to record. You don't have to record people fighting. You can record just to document that you was present. It's the presence. Your presence will be felt. This will be forever on the internet, on YouTube, somewhere in the atmosphere. Somebody will run across and say, hey, they was doing it back then.
Yeah.
Somebody made an effort to say, this is the right way. We have to look at it. We have to discuss it, because isn't that what you do when you go to college? Aren't you researching history?
Oh, I'm so happy. Like, as much as I didn't like my degree, I'm really happy I did my degree, because there's a lot of information that I'm able to pull. Like, hey, this isn't a good source. This is a better source. This is what we used in school. Oh, I still have access. Bet I'm going to read this. And being a bio major, one of my classes, we had to go through scientific articles, which are at least 10 pages long.
Yeah.
And half of those pages are just data. Nobody likes sitting and looking at numbers. I hated it. I did it. I didn't like it.
Right.
Now that I'm not a student anymore, it helps me when somebody says something. I can tell if they're saying it out of educated perspective, or if they're saying it out of, oh, you've heard somebody else say that. So, well, they said that, and what else did they say?
Right.
Oh, no, this is what that means. Or this, let me look it up, because it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I don't understand, and I want to make sure I understand where you're coming from, so I can understand where this conversation is supposed to go.
Right. Because people don't truly understand. They hear it all the time, but it goes over their head. Words have power.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what the word means, You just speaking because you heard somebody else say it, and it makes you look like you know what you're talking about.
But you look good to people who don't know.
Right.
It really doesn't help you.
Right. So what I do is, because that's the way my teacher in this, when I was in the special education class, taught me, take 10 words tonight, look them up in the dictionary, and know the meaning, then write it in a sentence. So your mind learn to know how to use it correctly. Because English words have different meanings, even though you might say, "Oh, that's your prerogative." You know, to an uneducated person, that's a big word. What is prerogative? But to an educated person, they know that, it's my business. That's what it really means. It means, so that's your prerogative. Only you can interpret it any way you want to. And that's what young people don't understand is that silence is the most powerful weapon you got. You don't need a gun. All you got to do is look at a person and walk away. And if you can't walk away, then they'll see what that power, the silence was, because they're off guard. Right. And then if you have to defend yourself, you'll have the strength to overcome whatever they had in mind. Because your mind has to be, that's what you learn in martial arts. That's what martial arts teach you. It's not, you're not fighting with physical strength. You're fighting with spiritual strength that turns in and give you the strength to overcome your opponent or your adversary or the enemy. How many words do I have to come up with to kick somebody's butt? So, and because people have always taken me for granted in the nightclub, but at the end of the tape, they found out I should have just listened, because now kicked my butt and everybody looking at me.
Right.
But I don't have to touch you. It's not touching you. I don't have to touch you. Right. I've been in fights, but at the end of the day, somewhere along the way, you're going to come back and apologize. You're going to come back and apologize, because the Bible already says, touch not my anointings and do my prophets no harm. I didn't try to harm you. I just didn't want you harming yourself. That's why when I'm talking to people, I don't know everything, but I know the road you're going down is going to be dark, and you're going to only wind up hurting yourself. Don't put yourself in a situation you can't get out of. As the guy once told me when I was on a job and I was talking in front of the other young guys, black guys, when I was about 19 or 20. And I told him, I said, you told me you were going to pay me more money. And he didn't want to. And they were like, you're going to pay him more money. You got to pay us too. And he got upset. And he said, y'all just go ahead and get in line and let me get ready to pay you so I can go home. Right. And then he comes to me and say, hey, because they used to call me Joe Link. Hey, Joe, from now on, don't repeat what I've said to you and stuff. You're going to mess around and write a check your ass can't cash. I said, but you said it. You didn't tell me not to tell nobody. You said, we standing here. You said you're not paying nobody no extra money. And you told me to come in. And if I came in and get back in time, so you don't have to stay there and wait till everybody get in, because it was a long route, you would pay me extra. But then when you get in front of everybody, say, I ain't paying nobody no extra money. You said nobody. So now you didn't tell me I don't work, came in at 6 o'clock on a Saturday, ain't had no sleep because I was playing cards and lost my money. Yeah, well, I ain't making I won't get that kind of money. I won't get paid that kind of money, that I lost. But I drove, and I'm just saying, I drove without no sleep that night, and I had to ride all around Portsmouth and go up to Suffolk to the airport on 58, that private one. And wasn't for the man upstairs, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. Yeah. The truck had wove off the side of the road. I was headed for the sign. They had the cities, all the cities that were stuff on it. And I woke up just in time to pull the truck back onto the road. Yeah. I woke up then. But like I said, I done been in a lot of situations, a lot of them, and I'm still here today. But you know, the clock is still ticking. I'll be until I'm 120. So I don't, I try not to get into a situation that's gonna, you know, as they say, shorten your life by not believing. It's your faith and what you believe in that keeps you going.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much once again, Simply C. I didn't mean to keep you over the time, but it's always a pleasure as usual.
It was nice chatting with you too. It was fun.
Yeah, it's always fun. We could talk. That's what we don't do. Why I do this is because people have to learn to talk. They want quick fixes. Hey, yo, baby, what's going on? Let's go get a drink. Let's go have lunch. And we'll talk about other things later. But just to sit down and I'm brought up, this is what our family was brought up on. Just sitting around talking. We used to sit around and talk. We didn't argue. But now the art of talking is lost because nobody is showing love. When you talk, you're expressing love. You like the person, you can communicate. I'm not right about everything. I'm not wrong about everything either. But I know if we learn to get to understand one another, we'll see we're all human and we all go through the same thing. And with so that's the reason why I appreciate you so much. I can always depend on you to come on. You just say, I'm like Al Green, call me. All right. Got to get ready for the 3:00 show. Thank you so much, C.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Bye-bye. Well, that's the show for today. I know it's always a long conversation, but I'm going to re-edit this and break it down and, edit it for the content that I need. But always remember one thing. Love is the key that we need. We're not showing our young people love. We're not showing each other love. And most of all, you're not showing ourselves love. When you look in the mirror, remember what Michael Jackson said. It's the man in the mirror. Yep, Captain 85 and the Dream Maker today. Just want you to know it's all about love. Yeah, we learn to love ourselves, laugh at ourselves. You'll be able to relieve a breath of fresh air. Until next time, join me at 3 on the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Until then, America, and the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Bye-bye, y'all.